You see, as Kenyans, we are a funny lot. Sisi ni watu wa emotions. And as a Kenyan politicians, ukishajua control emotions za Wakenya, you are home and dry. You will keep getting their votes and you will keep exploiting them and doing with them whatever you want, as long as you have mastered the art of exploiting their emotions and controlling their emotions. How? Let's look at what happened in 2002. We elected Kibaki on a very popular vote. In fact, I don't know whether there is any other president who will ever get as many votes as Kibaki got in 2002. Emotions. We wanted to get rid of Moi, and after we elected Kibaki, we started singing yote yawezekana bila Moi, yote yawezekana bila Moi. We sang and we were celebrating what happened in 2013. Of course, during the first term of every president that we have had in the last like 20 years, we have been controlled by emotions. Look at what happened in 2013. We elected Uhuru and Ruto pair with complete emotions, such that we wanted to teach ICC a very good lesson. Do not mess with Kenyans. We wanted to teach ICC a lesson. Well, I feel the Uhuru-Ruto pair did some good job in their first term. I still feel that these guys failed this country terribly. In fact, they systematically ruined every achievement that Kibaki had made. Systematically. Look at what happened in 2022. Somebody completely controlled our emotions. Huh? The dynasty versus the hustler. Sasa sisi hustler lazima we get rid of the dynasties. The dynasties are very good in betrayal. We want to deal with betrayal. And so with our controlled emotions, we went to the polls and elected the Ruto Gachagua pair. And what happened? They got to power. We elected them using our emotions. Sisi mahasla tunataka kufunza madynasty somo. Tena sisi hatupangwingwi. Hatupangwingwi. And so what happened? Tukachagua hawa watu. Look at what happened when Gachagua was impeached. Emotions ran high. Sasa Mrima narrative ikakuja. Sasa hiyo narrative imeisha. Wakati the chief controller of emotions in this country was able to control the outcome of Mbeere North and Malava constituencies by elections. Sasa amecontrol Mrima. Gachagua ni mjinga, ni mtribal. Gachagua. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gachagua is in the mix. I wouldn't be surprised if Gachagua is in the mix. Emotions. Sasa emotions zetu zimebadilishwa. And in fact, something like Vision 2030, it's no longer a thing, it's gone. We are now talking about the Singapore dream. You know, that's a pipe dream. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Somebody was saying that China was able to eradicate poverty in 40 years. Well, China eradicated poverty. But try to be corrupt in China. You face the gallows. The Singapore dream, or what we call the Asian tigers, they did not happen by a miracle. When I'm repeating this the umpteenth time, proper structures were fixed and put in place. Corruption was not tolerated and it's never tolerated in those countries. If you want to mess with your life, if you want to die in those Asian tigers and China, just try to be corrupt. What do we do here in Kenya? We celebrate corruption. In fact, corrupt guys are the ones we elect into office. Emotional battalion. Now, the emotions of Kenyans have been twisted. The Singapore dream, the Singapore dream. We want to make Kenya like Singapore. That's a pipe dream. We've got to deal with the systemic problems that affect our country. Yes. And especially corruption. The biggest cancer that affects this country is corruption. You see, in Kenya, leaders are not elected to serve. Leaders are elected to grow their wealth. And that's why somebody was saying, the moment an MP is elected, he does not go to legislate, he goes to look for tenders, to hunt for tenders and to become rich, so that in the next election, this guy will have a lot of money to control the outcome of the election by buying and bribing voters. Look at what happened in Mbeere North, and look at what happened in Malava. Money was poured. We cannot achieve a Singapore with that kind of behavior. That kind of behavior will only lead us to more poverty, more unemployment. Look, we are disposing our assets. And somebody needs to school me like a kid and explain to me why privatizing our corporations, our state assets, is better than getting rid of corruption and improving our management. Because I believe any business, when it is well managed, it's going to provide profit. So if we are selling our assets because we have not been able to manage them, what will make us get to the Singapore? Just because we have sold Safaricom, because we have sold Kenya Pipeline, what will make us rich to the standards of Singapore? And I repeat, as long as we do not deal with our stupidity in terms of corruption, mismanagement, lethargy, what other words am I going to use? The stupidity in this country is that we are backward. We don't think straight. We do not put proper structures that will help us achieve success. We just go around in circles, like the people of Israel when they were heading from Egypt to Canaan. They just kept going round and round and round in circles. And a journey that was supposed to take not more than 40 days took 40 years. In Kenya, we will not get the 40 years. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop lying to ourselves. If we are going to get anywhere to the kind of success that we see in the Asian tigers, we need to be very serious. We have to be very serious with dealing with our systemic problems, with our poor mentality, our poor emotional control games. And now somebody is selling the Singapore dream because he wants to be re-elected in 2027. No problem. You're going to re-elect him. And I can assure you that the second term is going to be worse than the first term. I can give you that assurance. Don't tell me that I have already accepted that we are going into the second term with him. We are going into the second term with him. Without your vote. Without mine. But it is going to be worse in the second term. It's going to be worse. And the Singapore dream, it will continue to be a pipe dream.